Right before I went to bed tonight at 1 a.m., I spotted a cool post on Reddit. Somehow, if you shoot through this column only with an SMG and only as a CT, can you get bullets all the way through? Crazy, right? Well, honestly, yeah, this is true, and the answer to why is pretty crazy. Even crazier is it's actually the same problem I covered in my last video that I posted 2 years ago. I was a little excited when I first figured out the similarity. So, what's going on? Well, let's first understand what all these funky boxes mean when I shoot a wall. All the cubes and text describe stuff about a bullet penetrating a surface, but for today's purpose, we'll only have to look at like 5 things. For the millionth time, the blue and the red box show where a bullet hits a surface. Next, the text here shows what material the bullet is going through. So brick is going to stop a bullet faster than like, I don't know, a barrel. Then there's a line here that shows the path of the bullet through the material. And lastly, this tiny cube here shows where the bullet last leaves the surface. Got it? Cool. Alright, helpful CT. Let's first try this with an op. Okay, so the bullet traveled through brick before dying right here. Okay, makes sense. Now, let's try this weird SMG thing. Okay, so the bullet entered and, what? Okay, so we for sure see the bullet enter here, but there's no line, and then the bullet just hits the wall over here. It's like the bullet traveled through the wall as if it were air. Wait a minute.
When it should enter the ground, it doesn't, and instead travels through the ground as if it was air until this point.
So why does the bullet seem to ignore the wall? Well, let's look at the material the bullet is actually going through. See that? Yep, it's flesh. The game thinks you're shooting a bullet through yourself. The full picture is that the bullet enters the brick, leaves your flesh, and doesn't bother to check if it's still in a surface. So it really does fly in air through the column. However, that isn't all. If you shoot down from certain angles, the bullet will start entering a material, but not brick. Nope, it's the alternative building material, default. Why? Well, something stupid that kept bugging me while playing around was this weird line in the brick. And sure enough, it's a big hint at the chaos that's going on. If I shoot below the line, nothing gets through. If I shoot above the line, the bullet goes completely through. However, if the bullet hits the line anywhere in the pillar, then the bullet enters this default material. So, it seems like there's something wrong with the map just in this one column. I decompiled the map real quickly and went to the spot, and sure enough, we can see the cause of the line right here. The cube on the bottom is a normal surface material, and the white stuff on top is a displacement. Dun dun dun. As always, we can blame bugs on displacements. If we hug a normal wall and shoot a bullet, then the problem never occurs, just like when I shoot below the line we talked about. However, if we shoot with this weird wall involving displacements, then the glitch occurs. But plenty of walls have displacements, so why does this bug only happen here? It's honestly just a silly mistake made by the map editors. Every other wall that uses displacements has the default material right behind it to make sure that bullet collisions work correctly. They literally just forgot it here. To fix it, just add solid material behind the displacement. Here, I'll prove it by spending 30 seconds in Hammer. Well, actually like 20 minutes because I suck with it. I just put solid material behind where the displacement was. I deleted the displacement on the wall because I'm lazy and it won't affect the bug involving the bullet. And lastly, I put my girlfriend's dog on the wall because it fits Inferno. And Viola. I can't do it. And Viola. Problem solved. Do you think the dog fits?
Yeah.
Okay, but hold on. Why do you have to be a CT model with an SMG? It's because your hitbox changes with your weapon and model. You always shoot in the same spot, where your camera is, but the place of the head's hitbox changes radically based off the side you're on and the weapon class you're holding. Take, for example, the difference where the CT's head is with an SMG and the terrorist's. Specifically for the CT SMG, the model leans so far forward that it's literally in the wall when you look straight. So when the shot from the camera goes into the wall, it leaves your hitbox thanks to not having any solid material in the column. This doesn't hurt you, but it messes with weapon penetration if you don't have solid material backing up the column. Other weapons as a CT get close to this effect, but none really enter the wall. The closest you ever get is by leaning down, but leaning down to stick your head in the wall means that you don't shoot where your head is, so the SMG is the only edge case. Oh, and the terrorist model practices such good back posture that this is never an issue. What you and I should be most excited about is me eating crow from my last video.
As a result, you can cheat through materials with a fair bit of damage using the op if you have a solid material, whether it be a solid prop or wall on top of a displacement. Sadly, having these two requirements met and still having a path to where you can expect a person is extremely unique.
So it turns out there can be a lot of cases like this, since displacements are really common in walls. You just need to find some displacement wall that doesn't have solid material behind it. I'm not sure if there are other examples, but it would be super cool if people could find some before Valve patches this. One person may ask why displacements are so glitchy in this case. I think it's because displacements don't form solid space in the same way simple blocks do in Hammer, so there is literally no material here inside the pillar. Additionally, displacements have loads of physics problems in the source engine that's caused many glitches through the years. My guess is that shooting a weapon uses the same physics, which explains a lot of the weirdness with my recent weapon penetration video I posted 2 years ago. If you like this glitch, then you'll love my previous video that found bugs like this on crack. Oh, and Valve. Please hire me so I can fix bugs. Please, I need money.